accept all regards to all devotees there on the conference call. And I discussed yesterday about Chaitanya Shikshashtakam. That is Antya-Lila, Chaitanya Charitamrita, chapter 20. I think that's chapter 20. So that's what I was discussing yesterday. And I discussed till text 20. This is chapter 20, Antya-Lila. I discussed till 11th or 12th verse. So let me have a look. So I discussed till 8th verse, 20.8. And we are going to 20.9. And then, 20.9, 20.10 we discussed. We are on 20.11. This is where we are, Antya-Lila. Okay, so let me start now. So yesterday I was just telling about Chaitanya Charitamrita, and let me recap what we discussed yesterday. Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami, he purposefully put this chapter right at the end of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Shikshashtakam, because these are the only teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu we have directly through him. Of course, he inspired Rupa Goswami and other Goswamis to write books, but these are directly from his mouth, and these 8 verses are the essence of all Gaudiya Vaishnava Siddhanta we have learned, we will learn, or we are going to learn. Everything is there in this. And also, we generally say, Namo Mahavadanyaya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the most merciful incarnation. Now, why is most merciful incarnation? That's also we discussed yesterday. Why? Because he gave us 3 things as a teacher. He is teaching us as a devotee. What do we mean by devotee? And he gave us 3 things. First, he composed these verses for all of us out of his mercy, so that we can understand what we are doing, why we are doing, how we have to do, when we have to do, all these things. And not only composed these verses, but commented on them. Commented on them, commented the meaning, and also the feelings behind these verses. In the commentary, to these verses, which he wrote or spoke with his friends, dear friends, Swarup Damodar Ramanand Rai, he not only told the meaning, but he also told the feelings of a devotee when they chant these verses, when they remember Krishna, when they chant these verses. And also, he also showed us how to taste these verses. So that's what he, by his actions, as a devotee, he helped us to understand what is devotion. Devotion means serving Krishna, and then to understand what do you mean by that service, to have feelings behind that service, and to taste that service. That's what Mahaprabhu is teaching us. So now we are on 20.11, and Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami, he says, I'm reading the Bengali text and then the English. So he says, Nama Sankirtana hoite sarv anarth nash, sarva shubhoday, Krishna prem ullas. So he says that by chanting the holy names of the Lord, or by glorifying the holy names of Lord, all anarthas are destroyed. And sarv shubhoday, and not only all anarthas are destroyed, but all auspiciousness, there is all auspiciousness for devotees. And not only that, but Krishna prem ullas. And what is that auspiciousness? That auspiciousness is, Prabhupada says, he gets enthusiasm to attain the love of Krishna. He initiates the flow of love of Krishna, Prabhupada translates. Ullas means enthusiasm. So that is the effect of Nam Sankirtan. Mahaprabhu is just summarizing what is the effect of Nam Kirtan. So actually this verse is a commentary to Srimad Bhagavatam verse, which previously Krishna Consciousness Swami quoted from 11th canto, 5th chapter, 32nd verse. Yagge Sankirtane Prayir Ejantihi Sumedasa. That this verse he is quoting. And in that verse, Mahaprabhu is commenting on this. Krishna Varnam Tusa Krishnam Sango Pangastra Parshadam Yagya Sankirtana Prahe Yajanti Sumedasa. So why devotees are intelligent? Only intelligent people will actually worship Krishna through the holy names. Now why they are intelligent? That's what Mahaprabhu is commenting there in this text 20.11. Why they are intelligent? Because they can understand that just by this simple process, we can not only we can not only free ourselves from all kind of unwanted and undesirable things in the heart, but also we can start understanding Sarv Shubhodaya. We can start understanding that by this simple process we can attain the highest achievement of life. Sarv Shubhodaya. Sarv Shubhodaya means all auspiciousness. That knowledge and realization, that is auspicious for a devotee. He can understand how by this simple process we can attain the highest goal. And that needs a quite good amount of understanding and realization. And that is what is Sarv Shubhodaya. And not only that, he can also understand that not only this, but chanting of holy names will initiate the flow of love of God. Love of God, which is even difficult for Brahma to attain. Brahmara durlabha prem sabhakara jache. That's what Mahaprabhu said. What was so rare for Brahma, Mahaprabhu took that love, which was very rare even for Brahma to attain. He took that love and distributed to sabhakara bache. He distributed to Achandala Pamar. He distributed to everybody, including the most fallen, which are Chandal, and which are in fact untouchables or unseeable. These kind of people. Krishna Premier loss. So this needs intelligence. How it is that just by chanting holy names we can attain liberation from all anarthas, we can get all realizations, Sarv Shubhodaya, and we can attain love of God. And that means we can attain Krishna, because Krishna is under the control of love. So how it is possible? That's why Vyasadeva says, Ejantihi Sumedasa. Devotees are very intelligent. By reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Gita and other scriptures, they come to this conclusion, not blindly, but through philosophical understanding and through scriptural evidence, that yes, this is the way to attain highest aim of life, not only liberation but love of God. So I told you, Chaitanya Charitamrita is a commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam. That point you have to keep in mind. And Mahaprabhu and all associates of Mahaprabhu, including Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami, they speak a Bhagavatam verse, just like 20.10, previous verse is a Bhagavatam verse, and then they comment on this. Okay, what is the internal meaning of that? And not only comment, but they taste this verse and they expand the meaning of this verse. So Mahaprabhu expands the meaning in 20.12 by, this is the first verse of Shikshashtakam, and he says, okay, so what do you mean by getting free of anarthas, and what do you mean by auspiciousness? Can you give some more detailed? So, and what do you mean by flow of love of Krishna? Is there any more detail? Mahaprabhu says yes, there is a detail, and he composed a verse for this Bengali verse, Shikshashtakam first verse. So Shikshashtakam first verse is a commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam verse 11th canto, 5th chapter, 32nd verse, and that is Krishna Varnam Tusa Krishnam Sango Pangastra Parshadam Yagge Sankirtane Prayajanti Sumedasa. This last two lines, Yagge Sankirtane Prayajanti Sumedasa, that is being commented on by Mahaprabhu, and he and how does he comment? By composing the first verse of Shikshashtakam. That is text 20.12. And the first verse of Shikshashtakam we all know. Cheto darpanam arjanam bhav mahada bhagini nirvapanam shreya kairava chandrika pitarnam vidya vadu jivanam anandam buddhi bhardhanam pratipadam purnam swadanam sarvatna snapanam param vijate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Now, this is a verse. It is easy to understand. We all know the meaning, so I am not speaking the meaning of this verse. But after composing this verse, which is in fact Srimad Bhagavatam is a natural commentary on Vedanta Sutra, and Chaitanya Charitamrita is a natural commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam. And in text 20.13, Mahaprabhu then comments on this verse and tastes this verse and brings out the feelings, what feelings a devotee should have when he's chanting this verse. Now, you see, he's showing us how to do devotion, how to access devotional life. And actually, by his mercy, he's revealing his heart. That's what he's doing. By composing this verse, he's revealing his heart. He's also teaching us how to taste Srimad Bhagavatam. That's what he's teaching us. And he's opening his heart to all of us. Okay, this is there in my heart. This is a devotee's heart. And he comments 20.13. He says, Sankirtana hoite pap samsara nashan chit shuddhi sarva bhakti sadhana udgam. So he comments on Cheto Darpana Marjanam. Now, we are explaining the first verse of Shikshashtakam according to Mahaprabhu's understanding, not according to our own understanding. So what Mahaprabhu says, Sankirtana hoite pap samsara nashan. So Mahaprabhu says, yes, when anybody chants the holy names of Krishna, he is actually glorifying Sankirtanam, but in the process of glorifying, he is also telling how holy name help us attain the goal of life. He's talking about philosophy in these verses and the mechanism, how holy name can lead us from material existence to spiritual world, to love of God, and finally to the service of Krishna in spiritual world. So how does it happen? He says, Sankirtan hoite pap samsara nashan. So anybody, when he chants the holy name, Mahaprabhu says, pap samsara nashan. First, Prabhupada says, annihilation of materialistic life resulting from sins. His all sins are destroyed as soon as he chants the holy name. And that's what... so when his sins are destroyed, then chit shuddhi. So Cheto Darpana Marjanam. That's the first effect of holy name. When sins are destroyed, when sins are destroyed, then heart is free of desire and hate. That's what Prabhupada writes in Bhagavad Gita, in 7th chapter, 28th verse. Yesham tuntagata papam ye jana punya karmanam. That verse, Prabhupada writes, when the sins are destroyed, then desire and hate, they vanish. Because of sins, we develop desire and hate. We desire something, and then what we don't desire, we hate that. That's what happens with all of us. So that is why Prabhupada said that when you do Pandal program, public program, you first chant, do Kirtan, not just lecture, because Kirtanam will actually destroy sins of sinful people. And when sins are destroyed, then your message can go inside their heart. Because if sins are not destroyed, then the mind will be occupied in sinful thoughts. Sinful thoughts means thoughts of desire, either desire for matter or hate for matter, rag and dvesh. So his mind is occupied. If the mind is occupied, he will not be able to listen. No, we have this experience. People come to program, new people, and then we are giving lecture, and in between the lecture, one person will say, you know what, I have to go, I have some work. So his mind is not there in the lecture, he's thinking something else. Why? Because he's attached to those things. And why is attached? Because of sinful activities he has done in previous lives. By sins we mean those activities which are devoid of Krishna. So any activity which is without Krishna, that is sin. It might be good or bad, anything. That's the point here to understand. So he might have done some kind of materialistic activity without Krishna, and he become attached to it. He developed desire, and in between the lecture he says, I have to go. So I have something to do. So this is all due to sin. So that is why Prabhupada said, for what is that? For kirtan for masses and classes. What's that? Kirtan for masses and for devotees there are classes. That is what Prabhupada said. So now why? Because first that sins has to be destroyed. So Kirtanam helps to destroy sins so that people can hear the message. And by hearing the message, then their heart becomes cleansed. Chit Shuddhi, Cheto Darpana Marjanam. So Kirtanam helps the devotee to hear the message. Or Kirtanam helps the people, so ordinary people to clear their heart so that message can go inside. Or Kirtanam clears their heart of sins so that holy name enters into their heart. So holy name is the way, is the means, and is the end. It's both. So it clears a way, it destroys all the sins, and then enters the heart. That's what Kirtanam is. So Kirtanam, holy name is like an acid. So if your drain is blocked, if anything is blocked, you put the acid, and that acid will dissolve all the bad things in that drain, and it will clear the drain, and then and if you put more acid, then it will smoothly flow in the drain. So holy name is like a universal solvent. So they chant, it clears all the sins, and it enters the heart, and also makes the way for the message to go in. So that's why Mahaprabhu says, Sankirtan hoite pap samsara nashan. The first what Kirtanam does, it makes a way for itself by clearing all the sins in the heart. And when it makes a way, then it enters the heart, holy name, along with the message of a pure devotee, and then the first effect of holy name comes. That is Chit Shuddhi, Cheto Darpana Marjanam. So heart becomes pure. So Cheto Darpana Marjanam means that our heart is full of our heart is like a mirror. Heart is compared to mirror. Cheto Darpanam. That's the first effect. Mirror. Why heart is compared to mirror? Because in mirror you can see reflection. And if the heart is like a mirror, and if the heart is clear and there is no dust, then you can see reflection of Krishna there. You can see Krishna, it's a reflection. And when you see Krishna's reflection there, Krishna is like sun, and when the sun is reflected in the mirror reflects the sunlight everywhere. It reflects the light everywhere. So when we chant the holy name enters our heart. Holy name is Krishna. Krishna is like sun. And if your heart is devoid of all dust, that holy name will get reflected in that mirror. And once the holy name gets reflected in that mirror, the sunlight is actually diffused by that reflection everywhere in your heart, and your heart becomes full of light. All darkness is removed, and then you can even see yourself in that mirror, your own Sarupa, and that is called Cheto Darpana Marjanam. So holy name will help us to remove that dust. That's what holy name does. And when that dust is removed, that holy name will get reflected in your heart. So the idea is holy name is both the means and the end. So holy name is helping to make the way, and then it goes there and sits there in your heart. And then you have to worship Him. That's the idea. So why we are calling holy name in our heart? To worship Him. So that is Cheto Darpana Marjanam. There's a lot of dust in our heart. Dust means so many nonsense things of anarthas in our heart. And because of that, when we chant holy name, although holy name enters your ears and enters the heart, it is not reflected in our heart now. But no problem. If you keep on chanting, it will go into your holy name, will enter your heart along with the message of the pure devotee. And that is why they say Sankirtanam. Sankirtanam means Kirtanam plus Sang. Sang means Shravanam. Shravanam plus Kirtanam. And this verse says Sankirtanam hoite. It doesn't say only Kirtanam hoite. So holy name will enter your heart, and also the messages of pure devotee will enter your heart, and due to the effect of both, the dust will be destroyed. You can remove the dust easily. Holy name will do that, and when it will do that, then it will get reflected itself in the heart of a devotee, and when it gets reflected, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says Sarv Bhakti Sadhana Udkam Cheto Darpana Marjanam. A heart becomes cleaned, and when it becomes cleaned, Bhav Mahadavagan Nirvapanam. So when the heart becomes clean, Krishna is reflected into the heart, and your heart is full of light, and there is no darkness, and heart is free of all darkness of material existence. That's the second effect. Bhav Mahadavagani Nirvapanam. Heart is full of Dabagni means fire of modes of material existence, mode of ignorance, mode of passion, mode of goodness. They are disturbing our heart, they are influencing our heart, and by the heat and light of holy name, which will be reflected in our heart's mirror, which is devoid of all dust, all this darkness will get dissipated. All these effects of modes will be dissipated. And that example is given just like fog. Just like a fog in the morning. So in the night there is a lot of fog, and when the sun rises, by the sun rays, fog disappears, it evaporates. There is no other way to evaporate fog. You can use any amount of artificial lights, it doesn't happen. You have to wait for sunrise. And when sunrise happens, fog dissipates by the effect of sun rays, and as the fog dissipates, the sun shines more brightly. And that is what happens. Bhav Mahadavagan Nirvapanam. As holy name rises in the heart, in the mirror of the heart, all the darkness it dissipates, and all the effects of modes of nature they reduce. That means, in other words, the second effect of holy name is, as your heart becomes pure by the mercy of holy name, what should happen in our life? This is what this Shikshashtakam verse is all about. Shikshashtakam verse is helping you to understand how do we advance in spiritual life, what will happen. So when heart becomes pure, what should happen? Okay, so Mahaprabhu says, Bhav Mahadavagan Nirvapanam. Your modes of material nature they will reduce. And this is, you see, many people ask, how do I know we are advancing in spiritual life? Okay, the first step in advancement of spiritual life is that your heart becomes pure. That your heart becomes free of all anarthas. But then the question comes, how do we know that my heart is free of all anarthas? Sometimes we can become confused. We don't know whether my heart is pure or not pure, or we assume I am becoming pure. But how do you know? Then that is Bhav Mahadavagan Nirvapanam. This is the answer. So you see how this verse Shikshashtakam, it is actually developing a philosophical linkage to love of God, and it is also helping us to understand how holy name is acting. So it is making us intelligent. Yajantihi sumedhasa. It's making us intelligent and making us understand what is the power of holy name. And that is why this is natural commentary on that verse. Yagye sankirtana prayajanti sumedhasa. So how do we know our heart is becoming pure? Don't assume, don't presume. There's an effect, and what is the effect? The effect of modes of nature will reduce. It will reduce. And what that means? That means the effect of mode of ignorance will reduce. That means your sleep will reduce. Your laziness to pursue spiritual life, that will reduce. You'll get enthusiasm. And your complacency to advance in devotion, your procrastination to actually delay devotional life. Okay, we'll do afterwards. It'll all vanish. You will understand the urgency of time. That's what is going to happen. And if your heart is becoming pure, then the effect of mode of passion will reduce. That means attraction to this material world will reduce spontaneously. The things which were attracting you previously now will appear to you as a mere stone. That means no attraction. We'll become udasin. That's what Krishna says. Udasin vat in Bhagavad Gita. We'll become neutral to this material world. And that's the symptom of purity, renunciation, vairagya. That will come. And then what happens? And then Mahaprabhu continues. Sarv bhakti sadhana utkam. So first two effects of chanting holy name is Chetodarpanam Arjanam Bhamadhavagnivapanam. And the second two effects are Shreya Kairiba Chandrika Pitarnam Vidya Vadhu Jivanam. Now what that means? Now Shreya Kairiba Chandrika Pitarnam means, Kairiva means white lotus flower. That is called Kairiva. And Chandrika means, Chandrika Pitarna means moonlight. And Shreya means when moonlight falls on that white lotus flower, it blossoms in moonlight. Now that particular lotus flower, it blossoms in moonlight and not in sunlight. So at the night it will open. So Shreya means blossoming or all auspiciousness to that flower, to that white flower. Now this is an example given by Mahaprabhu. And for what? So that flower represents that devotion, that seed of devotion, which is closed now. And when moonlight falls, what is that moonlight? That moonlight is a moonlight, cooling moonlight of holy name. So that holy name reflects in your heart, mirror, and from the mirror it again gets reflected and diffuses in all of your heart. And that light of that holy name, it's very cooling and very soothing. So that light is simultaneously hot and cool. Krishna is like sun and Krishna is like moon. In Vrindavan we say Krishna is Krishna Chandra, and in Chaitanya Charitamrita he says Krishna Surya Sam. So Krishna is both, Achinte Veda Ved. He is simultaneously both moon and sun. As sun, when he gets reflected in the heart, the light and the heat of that sun, it destroys all the anarthas and misgivings in the heart. And when as moon, when Krishna reflects in the mirror of the heart, the light from the heart's mirror gets reflected in the heart, and it makes the heart cool. And that coolness and calmness, it helps to nourish our seed of devotion, or this small flower, tender flower of devotion, which was actually planted by the devotee in your heart. It is not your own. That was planted by the devotee in your heart. That small white flower, the pure devotee came and he chanted the holy names. Holy names enter your heart, and that holy name reflects in the mirror of your heart. The holy name first removes the dust of your mirror of the heart and gets reflected in the heart, and it makes your heart cool and peaceful. And in that cool and peaceful heart, holy name plants his message. That seed of devotion is his message. Then he speaks, and that message enters your heart, and holy name has already made the way for the message. Message comes, and it gets implanted into your heart as a soft, gentle lotus white flower. That's the analogy given. And then the cooling rays, and then the holy name becomes cool. Initially it was hot because it has to make the way, it has to destroy all unearthas. But now, after the message enters the heart of a devotee, then it becomes cool to actually blossom the message. So initially it was like sun, Cheto Darpanam Arjanam Bhav Madhava Nirvapanam, and now it becomes like moon. Krishna can do that. Krishna again is sun. Krishna is sun and moon both. And now, by its cooling rays, it helps blossom that seed of devotion. What that means? That means Sarva Bhakti Sadhan Udgam. That means Krishna, Mahaprabhu says, it awakens all varieties of devotional service. Chapter 20, text 13, Antya-Lila. And Prabhupada writes, awakens all varieties of devotional service. Sarva Bhakti Sadhan Udgam. Udgam means awaken. Sarva Bhakti means all devotional service. Sadhan means performance. So what that means? That means that as you keep on chanting holy name, your heart becomes pure, modes of material nature effects reduce, and then what's going to happen? And then you will start getting enthusiasm in all limbs of devotional service. So initially you were chanting with enthusiasm holy name, but now by the mercy of holy name, we'll get enthusiasm even to do Shravanam, even for Pada Sevanam, even for Smaranam, and Archanam, and all these 9 limbs of devotional service. Slowly the enthusiasm will increase, and our enthusiasm will actually engulf all the limbs of devotional service. And we see that when we join devotion, when we chant holy name, devotees ask us to chant, we chant with full enthusiasm, and slowly by chanting, then we get enthusiasm to do deity worship also. We want to preach also, we want to do kirtan also, we want to remember him, we want to serve the devotees, Archanam Bandhanam, we want to glorify him, we want to compose prayers. You see, that is Shreya Kaire Vachandrika Uttaranam. That is the Prabhupada says the auspiciousness. The chanting is waxing moon that spreads the white lotus of good fortune for all living entities. That is a good fortune. That is a good fortune of a devotee, that he gets enthusiasm, Shreya Kaire Vachandrika Uttaranam, by the mercy of holy name in devotional life. He gets enthusiasm to do whatever is required for Krishna. That's what Prabhupada says in his lecture. Do what is needful. Do the needful. Prabhupada says in one of his another lecture, satisfy Krishna in all respects. It is not that we just have to satisfy him in chanting. We have to satisfy him through our preaching also, through our actions, through our words, and karmana manas, through our thoughts. So that understanding comes. This is fortune of a devotee. This is auspiciousness, that understanding, that realization that I have to please Krishna in all respects. A new devotee, he will think, okay, I'll chant and please Krishna. That's all. If he has good conception of pleasing Krishna, I'll chant and that's enough. Or I'll do some cooking and chanting, attend some program, and that is enough. Krishna is pleased. No. Krishna is pleased, we know, but that's not the idea. Idea is to please him in all respects. Idea is to please him in all ways. In all ways and always. That's the point. ALLVAWS, in all ways and always. That's what a devotee wants. So devotee, he wants to do preaching, he wants to do cooking, he wants to read books, he wants to preach books, he wants to do deity worship, he wants to do so many things, he wants to make prayers for in glorification of Krishna, he wants to write something for that, and that's what, write prayers, write glorification, write books and whatever, and that is the meaning of Shreya Kaire Vachandrika Uttaranam. That's what Prabhupada says. Mahaprabhu says, Sarva Bhakti Sadhan Udgam, awakens all varieties of devotional service. So this is how you know you are advancing. So this is the third symptom of advancement in devotional life. So this Shikshashtakam is telling you the 7 symptoms of advancement in devotional life. Okay, first is your heart becomes pure. Second is the effect of modes of material nature reduce, and or that means renunciation, detachment from material world. And the third is all auspiciousness arises in your heart, that is knowledge. Vairagya janiyati ashu vairagyam jnanam chatad ahitukam. You get knowledge. And what is knowledge? You get knowledge, and knowledge means realization. You get this realization that I must please Krishna in every way, all possible ways. So I must learn. Okay, fine. So that is why devotee becomes enthusiastic. And auspiciousness starts in his life. And what is auspiciousness? He starts learning. He wants to learn cooking. He wants to learn deity worship. He wants to learn how to preach. He wants to learn how to play mridang. He wants to learn how to play kartal. He wants to learn how to give lectures. He wants to learn how to read books. He wants to learn more, so that he can learn and then offer those things in service of Krishna. That is Shreya Kairiva Chandrika Pitarnam. And then Mahaprabhu says, Vidya Vadu Jivanam. This is interesting actually, Vidya Vadu Jivanam. And Prabhupada defines Vidya Vadu Jivanam as it is a life and soul of all education. So this is the fourth effect of chanting the holy names. Or you can say this is the fourth symptom of advancement in devotional service. So what is that? Vidya Vadu Jivanam. So Vidya means knowledge actually. Or and Vadu means bride, or in Hindi you say Dulan. Jivana means life. So this holy name is a life and soul. Prabhupada says it is a life and soul of all education. So that means whatever vidya you take, whatever education you take, the bride of that education. So what is more important, wife or husband? Of course, wife is the center of the house, no? So Vadu, she is the center of the house. If you remove her, there is no house, there is no grahast ashram without wife. You can have males, but the wife is the center. So whatever education you take, the center is Vadu, and Vadu here means the life and soul. So Vadu Jivanam. So holy name is a life and soul of bhakti. Vadu here means bhakti. Vidya means education. Whatever education you take from all scriptures, from any scripture, the central point is bhakti. So bhakti is defined as Vadhu. Bhakti is a female, that is why it is said Vadhu. And Vidya is all scriptural knowledge, Upanishads, Vedas, and whatever you read. The essence should be Vadhu, that is Bhakti. Bhakti, that is a Bhakti. And what is the life and soul of Bhakti? Holy names. This is what Krishna Mahaprabhu says, Vidya Vadu Jivanam. And this is what a devotee can understand, which awakens, Mahaprabhu says, Sarva Bhakti Sadhan Udgam. When you chant holy name, then what is going to happen? The third effect is Shreya Kaireba Chandrika Pitarnam. You will get enthusiasm to do so many things for Krishna. You get enthusiasm in all limbs of devotional service, not just one. You want to do everything for Krishna. But then Vidya Vadu Jivanam. But you will also understand that the source and the inspiration to do any kind of devotional service is chanting of holy names. If you remove holy name, everything goes back to zero. So that is the backbone, Prabhupada says. Yeah, holy name is a backbone. That is a backbone. And that is Vidya Vadu Jivanam. So some acharyas, they say Vidya means Krishna. Vidya means Krishna, because Krishna says Vedaischa sarver ahameva vedyo. I am Vedas. I am the Vidya in Vedas. And Vadu is a bride of Krishna, who is at Radha. And Jivana means life. So what is life of Srimati Radharani? Well, that is the holy chanting of holy names of Lord Krishna. Without chanting holy names, Radha cannot remain alive. And what is Radha? Radha is representation of Bhakti Devi. So that this verse says, a devotee will understand, the fourth symptom of advancement of devotion is, devotee will understand that holy name is central to all devotional activities, that Sankirtanam, and that is our generator, that is our fuel. And that is why he keeps on chanting the holy names day after day, moment after moment, and he understands, if I leave chanting holy name, then I will actually lose all enthusiasm in devotional life. So he gives full importance to holy name, even actually the central importance to chanting of holy name than all other limbs of devotional life, and uses and actually engages into service, that enthusiasm which is derived from holy name to serve Krishna in so many possible ways. This is all auspiciousness for devotee, no? This is very nice. So this is the third and fourth effect. A devotee, Sarva Bhakti Sadhanudgam. Mahaprabhu, in one line, he explains both of them. And then the devotee is happy, is it? Then the devotee is happy. And this is what he means by auspiciousness. Not just getting money or some peace and happiness. That devotee doesn't think that is auspiciousness. That is auspicious, getting peace and happiness. Of course, getting money that's a material thing. Getting peace and happiness, yeah, that's auspicious. But that is side effect. Real auspiciousness is for devotees when he gets these kind of realizations and enthusiasm to serve Krishna. Then you become happy. Devotees become happy, when you get enthusiasm. When you don't have enthusiasm, then you become sad. Oh, I want to do devotion, but I cannot do. So you get frustrated. And when you get enthusiasm to do so many things for Krishna, then you feel happy, in spite of so many problems you might be facing in your life. But if you're getting enthusiasm in devotion, no problems, absolutely. And if you're getting enthusiasm in chanting of holy names, and if you are getting this realization that only by chanting of holy names, I can do so many nice things for Krishna, I can do so many things which were impossible for me previously to do, only by the power of holy name, then you will glorify holy name, surrender yourself to holy name, and that is what devotees considers auspicious as. So that is Sarva Bhakti Sadhanudgam. And then Mahaprabhu continues, Krishna Prem Udgam, 20.14. And he says, so these are four effects, and the fifth effect in Shikshashtakam is, that is Cheto Darpanam Arjanam Bhamadhavag Nirvapanam Shrayakare Vachandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadhu Jivnam Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam. That is a fifth effect. If you keep on chanting holy name still in association of devotees, if you don't leave chanting holy name due to misfortune or due to bad association or mad association, whatever, of your mind, then the fifth effect will come. Holy name will give you so many gifts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Holy name has infinite gifts. It will keep on giving you. And the fifth gift or fifth effect is, as you advance in devotional life, this should happen in this sequence. It is going to happen in this sequence. And the fifth effect is Krishna Prem Udgam. That is, Prabhupada translates that result of chanting is that one awakens his love for Krishna. He awakens his love for Krishna. That is Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam. Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam means, Ambudhi means ocean, Ananda means happiness, and Vardhanam means increase. The ocean of happiness will increase. That is what Mahaprabhu says. Krishna Prem Udgam. He explains what that means. The ocean of transcendental happiness will increase. How Prabhupada translates? Prabhupada says, chanting of holy name expands the blissful ocean of transcendental life. It expands the blissful ocean. How it does? Mahaprabhu says, Krishna Prem Udgam. What that means is that your love for Krishna, your attachment for Krishna will awaken. That means this. So the fifth effect of holy name is that you will become attached to Krishna. So it's not just just random bliss or feeling of happiness. That's not the idea which Mahaprabhu is talking here. That bliss is due to attachment to Krishna's qualities, pastimes, name and form. And that is why he says Krishna Prem Udgam, that the love of Krishna, love of Krishna will be awakened. So that's the fifth effect. Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam. So your bliss will increase day by day. That means your actually attachment will increase day by day. And when that happens, what will happen next? Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadanam. And Prabhupada translates as the devotee tastes what's that? Gives cooling effect. He tastes full nectar at every step. Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam Pratipadam means every step. Purnamrita Swadanam. He will taste. And Mahaprabhu explains what that means. He says Premamrita Swadan. Premamrita Swadan means tasting the bliss of love for Krishna. So what that means? That means that when you become attached to Him, due to that attachment, your bliss will increase. Is it? So Krishna says, Mahaprabhu says, Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam. Your bliss increases. Why? Because you are attached to Krishna. And when your bliss increases, when you become attached to Him, then when you chant the holy names, then at every step, with every chanting, Pratipadam, with every chanting of each holy name, with chanting of Hare Krishna, and Ram, with every holy name, you will experience His name, form, qualities and pastimes. So you will taste His form, qualities, pastimes. That is the sixth effect. That holy name will reveal His name, His form, pastimes and qualities. So Prabhupada said that what that means. Prabhupada said, Prabhupada said chanting is like opening a TV. So when you open a TV, movie starts. So this is a sixth effect. As soon as you chant, all the pastimes, qualities and His form will enter your heart just like Ganges enters the ocean. Spontaneously your mind will start remembering. Remembering. So at that level of Smaranam, now Smaranam is happening by Shravanam and Kirtanam. And by that Shravanam, you will taste that love. Or in other words, you will taste His name, form, qualities, pastimes, and that will be attractive to you. That will be revealed to you in your heart by chanting of holy name. And because of that, you will lose all attraction in material world. So that is Premamrita Swadan. Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadanam cha. So, and then Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadanam cha. And then there is Sarvatmana Snapanam Param Vijate Shri Sankirtanam. And the seventh effect is Sarvatmana Snapanam. That is, Mahaprabhu explains, Seva Amrit Samudre Machan. So Mahaprabhu says, Sarvatmana Snapanam. Snapanam means bathing. To bathe. Snapana means to bathing of self, Prabhupada says. And Sarvatmana means all senses. Sarv means all. Atmana means mind. Atmana means senses. Atmana means soul. Atmana has so many things, meanings. So all your senses, your mind, your soul, it will be bathed. Bathed by what? Mahaprabhu explains in 20.14. Seva Amrit Samudre Majjan. So bathed by Seva Amrit. Seva Amrit. Seva Amrit means the nectar of service. So when you become, so this is a seventh effect. When we chant holy name and His form, qualities and pastimes reveals into our heart and we are tasting it, then what happens? Then you will want to serve Him more. It is not that you will keep on tasting it, because then that is sense enjoyment. Okay, I am chanting Krishna's name and I can see I can remember His qualities, form. Krishna is so nice. Yeah, he's nice. and then you keep on sitting and then don't do anything for him, and then that's nice. So you go to Vrindavan, become like Babaji's. Well, that's okay, but that's not the goal of life. Goal of life is to serve him. So when you taste him, you then want to serve him more, because he's your master. And that is why Krishna gives you the taste in holy name. Why he gives you taste in holy name when you are chanting? Or to whom he gives taste of holy name? Not to everyone. To those who want to serve him. And why he gives to those who want to serve him this taste? Because Mahaprabhu says, Seva Amrit Samudre Majjan. Because he wants to serve him, but without taste, serving somebody 24 hours, that's difficult. So we want to serve him day and night, but without taste we will not be able to do that. A mother can serve the child day and night because she finds taste in a child. She is attached to a child. Wherever you are attached, you find the taste. So you are attached to child, so you find taste. So mother finds taste, no? When child cries, or when child, so when he moves his hands, mother will get so much thrill. Or when child will actually ask for milk, she will get taste. With every action of the child, she gets taste because she is attached. So when we become attached to Krishna, his holy name, and we get taste in his forms, pastimes and qualities, what will happen? We will want to serve him. Just like mother, when she is attached and finds taste in the child, she wants to serve him. She wants to give him, okay. So mother says, beta, you want something. She's thinking of what to give him, food, what to do for him, all these things. So that is why Krishna gives us taste, so that we can serve him more and more and more. It's all for service. It is all for service. That's all. Everything is for service. That is why Mahaprabhu says, Sarvatmana Snapanam. A devotee will be bathed in the service of Lord. Or in other words, he will be immersed into ocean of service. Or in other words, Krishna will give more and more and more service to his devotee, and devotee will actually enjoy more and more and more. So Hare Krishna, can you? So we are getting disturbance. Can you please mute your speaker? I am getting disturbance of vessels and it's disturbing. So anyway, so that's the idea. It's people who don't want to serve Krishna, Krishna will never give taste. Because if Krishna gives you taste, if you don't have service attitude, then we will start enjoying that taste. And we will become a bigger sense gratifier than before. Previously we were doing sense gratification of matter, but now we will start doing sense gratification of spirit. Previously we were enjoying matter, now we will start enjoying Krishna, and that is more worse than before. So the point is, if we are the seventh effect of chanting of holy name is, or the fifth and sixth effect is a taste. And why Krishna gives taste? To increase your service attitude. If you want to increase your service attitude, or in other words, if you are not getting taste in holy name, where people say we are not getting taste in holy name, so what to do? Then this means that we don't have service attitude for Krishna. We have to increase our desire to serve him. How to do that? By serving him. If you keep on serving him, you develop a desire to serve him. Or by reading Prabhupada books, or reading about devotees who already serve him, associating with devotees. So that's the point here which Mahaprabhu is bringing in Shikshashtakam. If we are not getting taste, this means we don't have a desire to serve him. And we have to work on the desire to serve him. Because only then Krishna will give you taste. To actually fulfill your desire to serve him. Because when he gives you taste, then you start serving him automatically, spontaneously, and the desire of the devotee is fulfilled. And that is a good desire. But if you don't have a desire to serve him, Krishna will not give you taste, because you don't want to serve him. So why should he give you taste? For what? For what he should give you? Tell me. For what he should give you taste? Just like that? Just like that? or when he gives you if you don't have a desire to serve him, and if he gives you taste, you will not serve him. You will stop serving him more, and you will go to Vrindavan and sit and Radha Kund, Shyam Kund and just sit, and we'll forget serving him. We'll forget that we have to assist Srila Prabhupada or Mahaprabhu in the preaching mission, and we'll be just in our own word of Krishna consciousness, and that will be very harmful for us, because that will lead to Guru Ravagya, that will lead to disobeying the orders of spiritual master, of Mahaprabhu, the order of preaching, and Krishna doesn't want that. So that is why Mahaprabhu adds in the end Sarvatmana Snapanam. He adds there Sarvatmana Snapanam. So everything, seventh effect is he'll give you more service. He'll give you the opportunity to serve. You see, so many times we want to serve, but we don't know what to do. We don't get opportunity to serve him. We have so many circumstances in life as a householder, and you don't get time to serve him. You don't get opportunity to serve him. But if you have real desire to serve him, Krishna will give you taste in his holy name, and that taste will guide you, will guide your heart, and actually it will reveal you, okay, this is your service, okay, this you do, and will actually give lot of opportunities to serve you. Krishna in the form of taste will actually make time for you. You see, where there is will, there is way. If you have taste, you will find the way yourself. So if you have taste, if a boyfriend has taste for girlfriend, he will find all the time in his life, in his day, in spite of so much busy he is, to give a call to her girlfriend. So that taste will actually help you to navigate through your own confusions. I don't have time, I don't know what to do with Krishna, and it will reveal you so many services for Krishna, and also reveal you that you have time, but there was lack of will, that's all. So that is why Mahaprabhu says Seva Amrit Samudre Machan, and then, but before that he says Krishna Prapti. So Param Vijate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam, and the final effect of chanting the holy names is you will attain Krishna. So when you serve him more and more and more, he becomes extremely pleased, and he will decide, okay, I want to meet this devotee. Now he's so nice, he's serving me more and more and more. And when he comes and meets his devotees, and he says, oh my dear devotee, you are so nice, you have served me so nicely, and I am pleased with you. What does devotee say? Devotee say, Krishna, actually you made me serve yourself. I simply chanted your holy names, and by the power of that holy name, you destroyed all the sinful tendencies from my heart as a bright sun. You removed all the dust from the mirror of my heart, all the anarthas, by your hot and bright sunlight. You actually so by that light of your sun, as a sun, you actually reduced the effects of modes of nature from my heart. You actually brought, as a cool moonlight, you actually brought auspiciousness to my devotional life by making me enthused in various limbs of devotional life, by making me understand that holy name is the only way to please you, and that holy name is the center of all devotional life. You actually increased my bliss in devotional life by giving me taste in holy name. You revealed yourself in the holy name, and that is and now, after doing all that thing, you are coming to me and revealing yourself, and I can attain you. So you made yourself attain you. And what did I do? I just chanted your names on the order of Vaishnavas and spiritual master. So Krishna, all credit goes to you. All credit goes to you. And you engaged me in your service then. So you are the means, you are the end. Holy name took you by your hand, just like a father holds the hand of a child, and actually taught you how to walk in this material life, how to walk through this darkness and the sins of material life, and saved you from these things, and then gave you enthusiasm, encouraged you. Yeah, walk, just like father encourages a child. Yeah, walk, keep on walking, and then child becomes happy. Father gives many gifts to child. He gives happiness to the child, and then finally, when child starts walking, father lifts the child and embraces him in his lap, and he hugs him. And so Krishna, we can meet Krishna face to face once. So credit goes to whom? Father. Doesn't goes to child. What child did? Child simply chanted the holy name and surrendered to Vaishnavas. And that is thinking of this, thinking of holy name, that it is doing so many things for us. Thinking of Krishna, He is so merciful. He is a means and the end. He is a way and the goal. And my part is so less, and Krishna's part is so big. I am serving Him, I am thinking. But actually He is serving us more than what we serve Him. So thinking all these things, thinking the causeless mercy of Krishna, thinking how He is serving His devotee more than the devotee serves Him, and how much care and pain He is taking to help us to get liberated from this material world, to help us to come back to spiritual world in Golok. How much He is doing. Devotee becomes humble. Devotee experiences humbleness, and he also experiences lamentation. And that's the next verse, 20.15. Uthila Vishad Danya. Lamentation and humility awoke in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He lamented how much I am doing and how much Krishna is doing. Where am I and where is Krishna? And he experienced humility. Who am I? Why Krishna is doing all these things for me? He is so great, He is so pure, He is so nice, and I am complete nonsense. Why He is doing? I am actually worthless, but He is doing so much for me. And these kind of emotions arose in the heart of Mahaprabhu, of lamentation and humility, and from these emotions came this next verse of Shikshashtakam, that is Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti Satra Arpita Niyamate Smarne Nakala. So next verse, second verse Shikshashtakam, we'll discuss next time whenever I get opportunity. And for today, let us stop here. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. So,
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, you are still there?
Yeah. I couldn't leave, Prabhuji. It was so enlivening, and I would have a request, Prabhuji. Maybe we can do the whole Shikshashtakam with you till the time you are in US.
Yeah.
I'll schedule some time.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for the wonderful answer. Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Yeah. So,
if there are any questions or comments, devotees can please ask now. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Mataji, yes.
Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat, yeah.
Prabhu, I missed the last 8th step.
No,
please repeat it once.
No, eighth step is not actually a step. There are 7 effects of holy name. That 7th effect was engaging in service, giving, bathing in service of Lord. And the 8th is not a step, is a goal, that is Krishna Prapti. So you attain Krishna. Krishna will embrace you, that's all. So that is why Mahaprabhu says, Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. All glories, all victory to this Sankirtanam. Why? Because the victory is that you have attained Krishna, the goal of your life. Finish.
Thank you, Will.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you for a beautiful class. I had a question around the first few lines of the verses, where you explain that, Cheto Darpana Marjanam, that the heart gets cleansed, and then as the cleansing process starts to take place, that you initiate, bhakti starts to implant within yourself. And you were explaining about reflection.
Yeah.
You were explaining that, so I just wanted to know the symptoms of the subtle difference between when that reflection really starts to take over, when you can, the mirror gets starts to reflect versus when it doesn't.
Well, that's what Mahaprabhu says. As the anarthas get destroyed, as the dust gets destroyed, it is removed, then the sun god starts reflecting. So what this means practically, in practical life, what this means is that when we chant the holy names, then slowly the first effect is we can see that we will be able to see that there is a dust on the heart. Now we are in so much mess and so much darkness that we can't even see the dust. So when we chant the holy name is like a sun, and when the holy name enters the heart, and that is sunlight is coming, so we can see in that light, yes, there is a problem, there is dust. Now that dust, now Mahaprabhu says, Param Vijaya Sri Krishna Sankirtanam, that is Sankirtanam. So when we see the dust, along with that light, sun rays of holy name, the message of pure devotees is also coming. Shravanam, that's included in that Sankirtanam. And by that guidance of that hearing, pure devotees will tell, okay, how to remove this dust. Okay, you work on that. Krishna will help you, assist you, but you work on that. So then we start removing that anarthas. It is difficult to deal with that dust, because the dust is for millions of years. And if you go in a building, even after 10 years, that will be such a thick layer of dust. So you can imagine after millions of years, so much layer of dust it will be. So we start working on that with the help of holy name. Holy name helps us, gives us strength to help us remove our anarthas. And as the anarthas are being removed, and you wipe the mirror with a wet cloth, and mirror becomes cleansed, then at that time the sun starts reflecting. And what that means is, so what that means is, when it starts reflecting, that means that that we can at that time we will be able to appreciate the power of holy name in helping us being detached from the material world. So that symptom bhavmadavaganirapanam, that symptom of detachment will come in our life, and also the realization that without holy name it was almost impossible to get free of these anarthas. So this is the meaning of rising of holy name in our heart, Chetodarpana Marjanam. So you will experience two effects. So practically, how to know that sun is reflecting in the mirror? How to know? You will experience two symptoms, and the first symptom is actually detachment. The first symptom is knowledge. First symptom is you will come to know that I am complete nonsense. That I have so much dust in my heart. You will see that, and you will come to know I am actually useless. I am complete nonsense. I was thinking I am a devotee, but I am not. I am not a devotee. Maybe externally I am a devotee, but internally I am absolutely worthless, nonsense. I am a burden on Krishna. That you will understand. So if that is happening, if that realization is coming, this means that your sun is starting to reflect in your heart, and sun, because of that reflection of that sun, or because of that sunlight, you can see the dust, and as you remove, sunlight is reflecting in your heart. That sunlight means knowledge. Krishna is also knowledge. So knowledge is reflecting, and real knowledge is humbleness. So and humbleness means to understand that actually I am not a devotee. I am posing as a devotee. I am a burden on Krishna. What I am doing. And the next is bhavmadavaga nirvapanam. So as the sun reflects in the heart, all the effect of modes of nature goes down. You get relieved of that. That means you get detachment from matter. And detachment from matter, detachment from dead detachment from darkness. You don't like darkness anymore. And that is the second symptom. So both these symptoms, if they are coming, this realization of humbleness, true humbleness, and also detachment, your mind is not spontaneously, your mind now spontaneously starts hating darkness. Your mind will start to hate sense gratification. Not just no sense gratification, but hate actually, and will not want that selfishness and all those things. So we'll start getting disgust, and that means detachment from material world. If that is happening, then we can understand practically that the sun is starting to reflect in our heart. So it is not bliss. It is not bliss. We should not think, okay, sun is reflecting in my heart, practically that means I am experiencing bliss. No, that's not the idea here. The idea are these two things, knowledge and detachment. Real knowledge is humbleness, and detachment is disgust from this material world, disgust from our sense gratification and selfishness, and that means sun is reflecting. If that is not happening, then the sun is not reflecting. So devotee might be feeling bliss and so many things, but if this is not happening, because this is first two steps, you can't jump to the third step, or fourth step, that is Anandam Bodhivardhanam. That is probably fourth and fifth step. So this should happen first. So without reflecting sun, you don't have a moon. First, holy name acts as a sun and then as a moon. Then moon gives bliss. So first is day, then is night. So without day, you don't have a night. So this should happen first. If we are experiencing bliss and this doesn't happen, no detachment, no humbleness, humbleness in true sense, what I explained, and that internal humbleness, then that means then whatever bliss we are experiencing, that is just a shadow and not a substance. That is a shadow of bliss. But we need substance. We are not satisfied with shadow. And the substance is when you pass these first two steps, then you go next, then you get substance. So then come back, work on this, and then advance. Is it okay? Do you understand?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
That's very nice explanation.
Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dhanvasalam.
Hare Krishna.
I would like to know why the metaphor Vidya Vadhu is being used. What is the significance, of comparing the knowledge to a bride? Can you please explain? Thank you.
Oh yeah, I think I explained it, but you're asking why this metaphor is used. That's what you're asking. Well, because Vidya, you see, Mahaprabhu is explaining using this metaphor to give us a particular understanding, and the understanding is that that holy name is a life and soul of bhakti. So Vadhu, so Mahaprabhu is giving two insights there. So Vidya means Krishna, Vadhu means Radha. And what Radha's life is? Chanting of holy names, Jivanam. So this Nam Sankirtanam, Param Vijate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. This Sankirtanam is life and soul even of Radha. What to say of other devotees? So whenever she feels separation, she chants. So that is the idea there, the main import there. But then there are other meanings also. And the other meaning is Vidya means scriptures. And Vadhu means bhakti. And Jivanam means life. So the essence of scriptures is bhakti, Vadhu, Bhakti Devi. And the essence of bhakti is chanting of holy names, Jivanam. Bhakti cannot remain alive without chanting of holy names. Or in other words, we will not feel enthusiasm without chant. If we don't chant properly, no matter whatever we do in devotional life, we will not feel enthusiasm. That is the main thing. So, because of these two things, this Vidya Vadhu Jivanam, this Mahaprabhu uses analogy. He could have used any other analogy also, I understand, but he chose to use this And why he chose to use this, that only he knows. Hare Krishna. So that only he understands why he used this. He could have used an analogy, but he used this analogy, and the meaning of this is this. That's all. That's what I can say. Is it? Did you understand? Is it okay?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So, vidya or the knowledge is, you could say, when somebody performs the devotional service, at that time a knowledge comes. Until then, the knowledge does not take place. That is why it is like the knowledge just doesn't come by itself unless one performs bhakti. So best of knowledge comes in when somebody performs the bhakti. So that is why vidya, the best is that, when it's a knowledge, but when somebody performs bhakti at that time, one
fine,
not before that.
Yeah.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
Yeah. That's also the point. Okay, so anybody else, or we're going to hold this call here? Okay, so if there's no question from anybody.
Prabhu, we can end the class here.
Yeah.
8:40.
Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dhanvat pranam.
Kripa Sindhuvebhyo Patitanam Vaishnavyo Namo. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Yeah.